Timelines and deadlines. One of the ways you can visualize yourself to wealth, one of the ways that you can actually start to make things happen, timelines and deadlines. In school, if you had to do a paper on Genghis Khan, and your history teacher said, I want this paper, it has to be at least 1,000 words, it has to be at least 3 pages, or whatever high school teacher said, I don't remember, it's been that long. But if you had a paper due on Genghis Khan, and they said, do it whenever you want and turn it in whenever you want, when do you think the average person would have turned it in? Probably never, because I can tell you right now, I would still owe every paper that I ever had to do, I would still have to do it because I never would have did any of them. The only reason I ever did anything I ever did in high school, middle school, and college was one thing. They gave me a deadline on when it had to be done. And then depending on who you ask, a lot of the times when people get things done, they do it the morning of. They do it the night before, they'll cram all that done, which shows the amazing part about humans. When humans want to do something, that's something that should take, you're given, let's say, a month to do it. It's amazing how if you really focus that energy, you can get something done in a few hours, right? But they give you a month to do it. It's just that we procrastinate, and then finally when we have to do it, we just cram it, get it done in the bag. And that's the beautiful part about timelines and deadlines. In the graph that you have on your PowerPoint, you can see that it was a graph for basically Disney Pixar. Earlier, we talked about different Hollywood movies and things like that. But you have things like Pixar, you have things like Disney, you'd have things like Star Wars, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in Hollywood terms anyways, that they say we're gonna come out with a movie in 2 years. So let's say they announce a movie today. Typically, if they announce it today, that usually means it's gonna come out not yet next year, but it means the following year, right? That's what it usually means. Timeline and deadlines. Star Wars is pretty huge right now, so we'll use them as an example. Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, and Bob Iger of Disney, they've all said and announced that basically every year, starting last year was episode 7, then this year's gonna be Rogue One, then it'll be episode 8, then it'll be the Han Solo film, then it'll be episode 9, then it'll be another solo movie, and then it'll be another one, and then a solo, then an episode, then a solo, then an episode, then a solo. And they've announced every year, and it appears they're gonna keep it at this Christmas, December release date. That can change because timelines and deadlines change. But they've all said that basically every year you will get a brand new Star Wars film. There's a lot of rumor that Disney's gonna announce at May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. They said that they're gonna announce, that rumor says, they're gonna do 2 films a year in the Star Wars universe. And then right now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're up to 2 films. And in 2 years, Marvel will be up to 3 films a year. So it's amazing how they set all these goals and they sometimes miss them, and sometimes they have to move release date backs. Very rarely do release dates get moved up drastically. Sometimes they might get moved up like a week or 2, right, and start shuffling around. Instead of the 2nd week of April, they do the 1st week of April, right? So there's things like that. But for the most part, if you look at real-time big businesses or in Hollywood or movie studios, they set dates and they plan it out strategically on exactly how they're gonna come out, when they're gonna come out. That's us. When we start working on our skill set, we need to say, okay, what do I not know how to do? Or what do I know how to do, but what do I need to get better at? What are we gonna look at? Let's look at it. Okay, I need to get really good at this, right? I need to get good at this, Here's my deadline, here's my deadline, here's my deadline. And then that way you can at least know statistically and strategically, okay, if I continue to do the things that I'm doing, I'm gonna be done with this at this time. And you'll know. Right? Even when we set up this course itself, right? We believed, okay, if we start filming on this day, we're gonna be able to get them all done by this day, right? We had 5 or 6 courses lined up, and we believe we're gonna be able to get them all done in X amount of time, right? Because if we put in X amount of time every single day, and we did it every day, we're gonna be able to get it done in X amount of time. And we break it down. That way, everyone that's a part of the team knows, okay, I can expect to work on this for the next 2 weeks, and I know that's what we're gonna be doing, versus a surprise of, I don't know when I'm gonna be doing something. And it's so important to give yourself timelines and deadlines on everything you do, and everything you say you're gonna do, and having the integrity that you're gonna do everything that's humanly possible to hit that timeline. One of the things that people love to do though is procrastinate. There's a lot of people out there that we know right now that when they're asked to do something, they won't do it until either they're late or they have to do it. There's a lot of times I ask people to do something, they won't do it for the longest time, and they'll just wait until they have to do it. One of the things you can see that a lot of champions do is that once they're told to do something, they get it done. And I want to challenge you to be a part of that group. If you know you have to do something right now, get it done. Don't wait. Even if you know it's not due for another 2 weeks, just get it done. Right? That for me, since this is the example that's coming to my head, it was these courses that you're actually watching right now. We had a timeline of when we get it done. Technically speaking, it doesn't matter, but I was like, okay, well, let's at least get this part out of the way, because there's so much that's going on in this perpetual money machine. There's so much going on in this perpetual moving machine on how to do this correctly and how to do the marketing correctly and how to put the systems together that's going to help facilitate and make this thing actually work for everyone that's involved in the team. Right? Because it's not just about me. We have an entire team of people that are working and putting their time, energy, and money into making this work. So we have to make sure that everyone's respected on those timelines. So after you start stretching your thinking, now let's start really looking at your timelines and your deadlines and make everything happen.